We've been watching these guys for 6 seasons, but you probably don't know how the young Sheldon actors got their roles. So it's time to find out. How long did Ian Armitage need to memorize his massive audition monologue?
Mom was like, "Do you really want to do it?" And I was like, "I think so."
What was Reagan Rivard's reaction to getting the role of Missy? And what does Lance Barber think about appearing in the Big Bang universe as 2 different characters?
Well, there you go.
Ian Armitage as Sheldon. He's a mighty little man, so it's no wonder that his audition was pretty difficult. In fact, the task was so hard that even most adult actors would have struggled with it. Get this. Ian was supposed to memorize a 3-page monologue that included all kinds of stuff, even a William Shatner impression. Yet the challenge didn't scare him off. Even though he was on Christmas vacation at his grandma's house, it only took him 3 days to learn it all by heart. Then he recorded it on an iPhone and sent it to the showrunners. Do we even have to tell you that they were thrilled? Stephen Milaro shared that Ian was actually the first kid who made them laugh. The boy was so spectacular that Steve and Chuck Lorre didn't waste another second. They immediately asked Ian to come to California for a screen test. And the rest is history. Lorre also said that he and Milaro just couldn't believe their luck. Of course, it's incredible that they managed to find an 8-year-old boy who fit this role so perfectly. And Jim Parsons also fell in love with Ian from day one. The original Sheldon actor said that he was unexpectedly moved watching the boy's audition tape. All because it was so remarkable to see his character performed by the young actor.
He is such a man-child. He thinks like a man, but then he's just a kid.
And it was Jim's job to help Ian take on those massive shoes without even watching The Big Bang Theory.
Well, he's taught me a lot about Sheldon, a lot about how to play Sheldon, and talking about how his mind works.
Ian is so talented as an actor that he'll no doubt have a brilliant career in the future, just like the next actress, aka his real-life BFF, Reagan Rivard as Missy. Get the irony of this. In the series, Sheldon and Missy are twins, but they're nothing alike. And in real life, it's vice versa, as Ian and Reagan aren't related, yet have more in common than you might think.
Really?
We are literally exact. We are literally the exact same.
Sure, their on-screen chemistry is part of the reason why Reagan got the role of Missy, but she also had to win over the showrunners' hearts at her audition. Reagan's dreamt of being an actress since a very early age, and she begged her mom to be allowed to read for the role. Reagan wanted to play Missy so badly because she felt connected to the character. She recorded and sent her audition in, and heard back pretty quickly.
One night we got an email and they were like, "Hey, can you learn it with the Texas accent?" And so I was like, okay.
Reagan did it the next day and got the part immediately. The young actress was thrilled.
And I cried whenever I got it. I was so excited.
And no wonder the role became a life changer for her. What's more, Reagan's castmates have become her second family. She even has a big brother now, so let's talk about him. Montana Jordan as Georgie. Trying out for the role, the actor felt quite confident in front of the camera. After all, he had previous acting experience. Montana played alongside Josh Brolin in the independent feature The Legacy of a White-Tailed Deer Hunter when he was 12. As soon as the boy's agent offered him an audition for young Sheldon, Jordan immediately knew that he wanted to do it.
And I felt like it really fit like me in real life.
In fact, this guy is a perfect match with his character. Montana is also from Texas, so his accent and mannerisms are all real. No wonder the showrunners liked the young man's tape and invited him to come to LA for another audition.
I was the only kid there, and I ended up getting it, so it's pretty great.
When the part was his, the first thing Montana had to do was get used to the new pace of life. He was so accustomed to the Texan, laid-back style that LA felt very different.
But to me, like, LA is like, it's crazy to me.
But he adjusted to it pretty quickly, with the help of his older co-stars. And we're moving on to them now. Zoe Perry as Mary. Casting this actress was a no-brainer for the showrunners. After all, who could play a younger version of a character better than the actor's daughter? If you're confused, you probably don't know that Zoe Perry is the daughter of Laurie Metcalf, who played Mary Cooper in The Big Bang Theory. That's why she literally looks and sounds like a younger Mary Cooper.
Didn't Oscar Wilde say all women become their mother?
It's happening sooner rather than later.
Immediately after Zoe landed the role, she asked her mother for some advice on how to play Mary.
Chuck and Steve are so brilliant with that, and she said, just, as long as you ground it, in reality, you're golden.
The actress listened to her mom and just trusted the writers from the very beginning, and she never regretted it. Zoe also made a point of watching all the Big Bang episodes in which her mother appeared. But she didn't just play the Mary Cooper we know from the original series. After all, people change with time, so she had to come up with her own version of the character. The one whose husband is still alive, and who is raising 3 kids.
It's a Mary Cooper that maybe audiences aren't as familiar with, and it gives me a lot of, space to kind of explore who she is.
At the same time, the next casting choice was more surprising for the show's fans. Lance Barber as George. He appeared in The Big Bang Theory's 5th season as Leonard's high school bully, Jimmy Speckerman. Although it was quite a minor role, it was enough to get fans wondering. For a while, they kept asking how it was possible that Jimmy Speckerman and George Cooper were the same person. They even came up with a theory that the events of young Sheldon happen in an alternate universe. Thus, they explained some plot inconsistencies between the prequel and The Big Bang. But Barber has another opinion on that.
There's been some weird stuff like is this a multi-dimensional universe? It's nonsense. It's an actor playing a different part.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. And Lance thinks that he knows the real answer to the fans' question. Barber believes his guest appearance on the original sitcom is the reason why he is now playing George in the spin-off. Apparently, Chuck Lorre likes working with the same people on different projects. When he got the role, Lance hoped that fans would accept it if he played George well enough. And we think he's nailed it. He's so good and lovable as Sheldon's father that we can say that Leonard's bully just somehow resembles him. Now let's talk about the actress who became a fan favorite for many viewers. Annie Potts as Meemaw. For her, the role came completely out of the blue. After acting in a couple of pilots that didn't get picked up, Annie was vacationing in the Caribbean. But then she got a call.
Do you want to be Meemaw on Young Sheldon? It was like, what?
The actress realized very quickly that the role was perfect for her. Being a Southern woman herself, Annie knew exactly how to play Meemaw. What's more, the actress found 2 major inspirations: her own mother and Dolly Parton in Steel Magnolias.
I thought, yeah, I bet she looks a little bit like that,
What's more, Annie came up with the idea to make Meemaw gray-haired. She believed it would make her look more natural.
I myself had recently just stopped dyeing my hair because it was like, who am I kidding?
At first, showrunners doubted that it would work. But as soon as they saw Annie in character with her gray hair and makeup, they were up for it. They definitely made the right decision, don't you think? That's all we have for you today. If you want to learn more about young Sheldon, watch our other videos about the show.